Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Training with Special Needs podcast. My name is Michael. I am here looking after a whole bunch of athletes with special needs, and I love to bring on board a bunch of different people from different portions of the disability sector and chat to them about what they believe is the best avenue to look after their clientele and help them live the most fulfilling life that they possibly can. So today we have my good friend Liam on board. He runs LST Support Services here in Brisbane. We have a bunch of kind of concurrent clients that we work with, and he just seemed like a really logical choice to bring on for the podcast for a great chat. I had an excellent time. It was really awesome chatting to him, and he's got a great background and a really great belief system around looking after all those athletes. So it was really fantastic having him. So guys, make sure you jump on. If you could do me a huge favor and like and maybe even leave a comment on the video, helps us out massively in terms of the YouTube algorithm and being able to be picked up by other possible support workers or coaches in the disability sector, so we can try and get our message out there of what we believe is the best avenue to take to help athletes with special needs live healthier, stronger, longer lives. So guys, if you could do that for me, that'd be fantastic. But enough of that. Have a listen. Chat to you all soon. Hey everyone, it's Michael here. I'm here with my good friend Liam, or Sui, or LST, or whatever you'd like to go on. I'll let him introduce himself, but this is episode number 3 of the Flying Kiwi podcast, or the Training with Special Needs podcast. Very excited to have the big man. He's cuddling the teddy bear still. Sorry. Excited to have the big man here. I've known Liam for a fair while now. Be going a few years.
It has, and this podcast is meant to be, like a month or two ago?
At least a month. At least a month, if not two.
We finally got to have some spare time to get it done, so it's good. It's a pleasure being here.
Between lockdowns and just work, and this guy working about 90-hour weeks every single week. He's like 85. 85 hours.
Gotta do what you gotta do to support the guys that we support and help out my team, so.
That's it. Well, tell us about that. So, the whole basis of the podcast is essentially to just talk about the world of special needs disability, the NDIS in Australia, maybe even all over the world, and just different ways that we can help young athletes living with all abilities to just live like healthier, stronger, longer lives. It's to try and just enrich their lives and to have them be around longer and able to do more things themselves. So that's pretty well exactly what you do for a living, hence why I've got you here. As much as like you're a good mate of mine, I would have invited you here regardless because of just the sheer amount of people.
First time being here.
Oh, wait. the like sheer amount of people that like you look after, number one. And number two, just like your method of just being able to when you are looking after people, you can see there's genuine care put into that. And it's not just the level of we look after them because, that's our job. It's because you can tell that you genuinely want to help the guys. There's always some style of progression. You're always, with the guys you've got, you're always pushing for something or getting them through something.
I wouldn't be in the industry if I didn't have love for what I do. You've been hit with the bug as well. It's different. It's weird growing up. Never really got into, disability sort of, the industry and people itself. I just was a bit awkward, and then it just sort of came about.
You were a bit awkward.
Yeah, like what? Come on, like when you get brought up, like I didn't get brought up around people with disabilities and stuff like that. Like you see special needs classes and whatnot and at schools when you grow up, but it's. I don't want to say it in a bad way, but it was sort of secluded.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think the way that my team, not just me, my team, we value these people, and these people are people, they're humans, just like you and I, if not probably got more ability than what we have. Yeah. So, I don't know, I just want, the community and everyone to see that they are, united as one. We are all united as one, and I don't want any sort of walls or barriers to break that. So
yeah, that's cool. Is there because obviously, so tell us about LST. So LST Support Services, obviously yours and your beautiful wife's.
yes,
Tell us about that. Like, where did you start up to, growing LST? And I've got a follow-up question to that, but we
so
obviously
me in
shared...
general started in the industry,
so you started
as my own.
Well, you started in the industry, and that's what grew you into where you are now, right? That's where you caught the bug.
Yeah.
How did you start that, and what made you kind of go, maybe I want to do this myself?
So it was back when I think it was 18 maybe, but my best friend Frank was like, hey man, I got this opportunity for you to come and do some volunteer work at a place called CALP, called Kingfisher Adult Learning Program. They got taken over by Help, and a lot of the big companies are doing that these days.
Just absorbing them. Yeah.
And it's to help them out a little bit, and sometimes the smaller sort of companies and businesses are getting, it's too much for them. So the big companies come in and say, look, we'll help out and help the guys and stuff like that. And, so it's good in a way, but for me, being in those big industries, not industries like companies, I just wanted to break away from that. A lot of people say, a lot of companies say it's not about the money, it's about the guys that we support. And then when I've been in it, it's always chopping and changing. You got to go up the ranks, down the ranks.
To get anything done, you mean?
Yeah. And then I just I've just gone off topic because I've got to.
That's okay. No.
I started, but it was just I just thought, why not? This is how I started my own. I was like, well, why not do my own business? One, I know that I can give the best care I can, and it's going to be genuine, like you said, because I just love what I do, and I love the guys that I support. They're like family. So obviously you got to have the policies and everything and do the workplace sort of stuff. But in saying that, I'm working pretty much with my little brothers or sisters. That's how I see it. Yeah, they're my mates. I don't want them to see me as a support worker. That I just want to be their friend. I want to be their mate. I want to be their brother, their sister. That sort of stuff. But back to the story. So I went off topic. When I first started, I was off contract in rugby league. I was big in rugby league everything. But I found myself at home, not doing anything, playing the PlayStation. It's not a bad gig, but I just.
What do you do for a living? Well,
yeah, play games.
I'm semi-pro in FIFA.
Yeah, so I was getting probably $100 here and there. That was about it, and I just really wanted to get myself motivated in waking up at a certain time to go to work, make my lunches. Just have that sort of. And I never would have thought that I would get into the industry of disability. And like I said, my mate offered me a sort of a helping hand, and I just went in it. And my first day, anyone would have said, bro, you gotta go. This is not don't keep going. First day, I got nearly haymakered from the back. Yeah. And then also I got earmuffs chucked at me, and then I went with another participant, and he tried to pretty much tackle me and take me out. But you know what? I woke up the next day and I went straight back, and just haven't changed it ever since.
I'm a footy player. No one tackles me.
No, they're strong.
Yeah, man.
The guys that we had there, they were really strong. So, no, I think that's where it got me. I don't know, just sort of. It was overwhelming, but I think something inside of me was like, you need to continue with this. And then like I said, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. I can't remember. 5 weeks. However
long it was. Yeah.
I got eventually got given a job. So, and I just haven't looked back since, really. And there was times where I needed a break. I went down to Sydney because I was still chasing the football dream. I went down to Sydney, and a couple of clients of mine actually passed, and it hit me hard. So I just was like, I wanted to step away. So I took a step away, and I was doing different sort of business. When I came back to Brisbane from there, and I did brickies labouring, and then I went into a container crew job, and ended up being a site manager there.
Okay.
And I thought, this is alright, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then I got an opportunity to go to Multicap, and went there and met some beautiful people who are now under myself.
Yeah. I think that's how I met you, actually. You were through Multicap at the time. Yeah.
And then, I met beautiful people like yourself and heaps of other people who work in the industry and have the same sort of vision, same sort of feel what I do. And then, just branched off my partner, Taylor, who's, turned this LST into what it is pretty much today. I can't not give her props because, like I may as well, like I can set the cement as much as I can, but I'm not a good builder. So she's built that to what it is today. And you know what? She's, again, a story. She should be here. Really?
Well, actually, I plan on bringing her in on a separate episode.
Yeah.
And just seeing if she comes in just being like, I did everything. Sui did nothing.
She did. No, she was my biggest supporter. She's like, why not do it? I was sitting on the fence for ages and she just pretty much pushed me off the fence to the side. And we were just about to give birth to my firstborn, Zariah. And it just happened. And I've had beautiful families, as you see on our socials, that like their kids are
link
amazing.
in the description.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right here. Down.
Yeah. And subscribe to us over here. Yeah.
No, they just sort of helped me out as well and just said, look, you're taking the leap of faith and we trust you with our children. So I just thought, well, you know what? Let's do this.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's changed. Like I said, I set the cement and I never thought it would be where I've got workers
as big as it is,
and, my partner's in on it and making it and it's just it's skyrocketed, but in a good way and a humbling way as well. Like I don't want to I'm not about the money, not about anything like that. I just want to make sure that at the end of the day the guys that we support and my team are all happy and they got smiles. If that's good, then sweet. I can do 100 hours, 200 hours, I don't give a damn, man. Like I just want my workers and the guys that we support, my family, all good,
Yeah, for sure. That's that's an interesting concept in itself too, because like actually, do you want something behind your back so you're not like...
No, that's
is that better? You're comfy?
Yeah, I'll get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy. Yeah.
Get in the conversation.
You're like, like that's a very valid point of the difference between when you were back at multicap versus like where you are now, because obviously like I saw you hanging out with obviously the clients that we've got as that collaborate now. One of the difficult things, like you weren't against multicap or anything like that, but one of the things you said was difficult was that there was like this different pathway on how to communicate with the parents and have something different in your client's day, right? Like we were at Castledine and we were at the inside the group fitness room, and it was doing the we were doing some exercise with Benson, and we were talking about just changing up, like I think we were changing up like one day of one of his activities, and you were just telling me how difficult it is to have to go through all the ropes to get something changed with a parent, to go all the way back, even though you drop him to his parents that afternoon. You could have had that chat, but it still had to go through all these channels.
The parents have told me it was fine.
Yeah.
So in the end of the day, like it should be okay. The parents have said yes, it's okay. Obviously I evaluate the situation. First
work out if it's a good thing. Yeah, for sure.
And then that's when they accept it and blah blah blah. But obviously, different companies have different policies and procedures. They gotta run through, which is understandable. But at the same time, with the people that we support, it's sort of like needs to like you got to be proactive with it. And it's hard to do that when you got to go through six different people up, and it's got to go back down the same people to get to me. And by then that time, we've missed out on the opportunity. So yeah, that's one of the big things that I love now is that myself and my partner are able to communicate one-on-one with the families. We constantly have monthly meetings. We'll try to because it's busy lives plus COVID.
Yes.
So I want to bring COVID up because it's been brought up too much. But it's just so much
the way
easier.
The world is now.
Yeah.
That's how I've been saying it to like even just talking to support coordinators and everything like that. Like I feel like it's such a dry topic to talk about. Like
it's real, but look, I don't want to say anything else. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Nah.
Yeah, right, sweet. Yeah, no, there's that was like one of the most difficult things I think was when and I still have to go through it now. Like obviously you look after a bunch of the guys that I look after, but like inside a gym sense. But one of the more difficult portions of my job is when there has to be just one tiny change to a schedule, and the amount of things and people it has to go through in order for it to get to a parent, in order to go all the way back. Parents could be fine with it, I could be fine with it, and the support worker that's on that particular shift could be fine with it, but the changeover inside the organization that has to happen is so large, because the people that are the bosses are not really the owners.
Yeah,
and so it's got to go up so many levels. And like, I understand from a point of view of like, if they usually that policy is in there for a reason. Hey, we need to go through this hoop in order to do this, in order to change whatever, because someone in the past has stuffed something up, and a client has probably been the one who's had to bear the brunt of it, the change of a schedule, or they've 100%. Missed out on something, right? And so they've gone through and gone, well, look, we are too big to be able to just entrust our employees. An employee somewhere has done something that has made a policy or procedure happen, and therefore that big company's trying to save themselves as well as look after the client, but the only way they can do that with a level playing field every single time is by having a policy or procedure that now yourself as a support worker would have to jump through, and then that would have to go up, and then that would have to go up. It's because someone has stuffed up in the past, or something has happened, and the whole point of it is to look after the client. But that's what I think makes individual support workers such a good option now, and like, like a, what's it called, like, would it be like a small scale or whatever support worker, where you're pretty much like directly dealing with the people you need to, like, for example, if so like you got Alfred as a support worker, he's fantastic, he looks after Benson, who we all look after. If something was needing to change, the amount of levels that we need to go through for example, Benson, minimal. It's so minimal. We could be like, hey, we just want to change by an hour or something like that. The amount of like, yeah, man, sweet as, like, Alfred can flick you a text, and it would be easy as.
There's reason that Alfred has, like, all of our workers have got the contacts of the parents that we support. One, because in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Two, we don't sort of just go, hey, Alfred, welcome to the team, you're working with Benson, good luck.
See ya. Yeah,
so
that's it.
So parents, Benson, and everyone, and our workers all get to meet each other. So there's a familiar face, and they're not going, oh, I've heard so much about this Alfred, and we finally get to meet you, and it's after them working. So we, as in my partner and I, Taylor, we like to make sure that the guys are all familiar, families all familiar, because we have children. If we wouldn't want to just give our children to some dude down the street and be like, thank you so much, thank you for being a support worker.
We heard you got hired this morning.
Yeah. We haven't seen you, haven't met you, but we're trusting you with our kids.
Yeah.
And
100%.
as much as we're working with adults, like, we're parents, man. Like, I'm going to be like this with my son until he's probably 30, 40. Like, I always want
he's going to be like, Dad, leave me alone.
Yeah, 100%. Which, my mum did it to me, and there's been some arguments maybe, but then, like, it's just how it is, and it gives comfort and trust, and knowing that we are legit with what we're doing. Like, we are keen, we're grateful for being able to have this opportunity to look after your children. So we want to show you that you can trust us and have faith that we've got everything sorted and under control. So, like I was trying to get at, Alfred will either text the families, and then he'll text me and say, hey, or Taylor, and say, hey, I've just talked to blah blah blah, and this has been approved by them, just letting you know. And then we're like, sweet dude, no worries.
Yeah, so it doesn't even really need to go through you, because you trust your guys.
Yeah,
100%. You trust them 100%.
And if they've got an idea, they'll go, hey Sui, hey Tay, we've got this, what do you think? And we'll go, yeah, 100%. Talk to the parents. We want them to have that that strength and that relationship with the families, because they're looking after the kid. Like, I've done that. I've built all that. I've worked with all the guys that we have. I make sure I go through all of that before I put anyone on with anyone, because the thing is, I think a lot of people in this industry sometimes miss is the fact that you need to be able to collaborate with this person that you're with. Like, you can't have me and Teddy hang out And next minute, like, I love sports and stuff like that, but Teddy doesn't want to do sports. Teddy's like, dude, we don't have anything in common, so how are we meant to, like, you know, I get it, some friendships work like that, but what I'm trying to get at is that you need to have that connection. And if the connection's not there, then that's when I go, okay, well, Alfred doesn't work well with Joe Blob. You know, he works better with this guy.
Yep.
Or he works better with this girl, and then I'll go, okay, Kayleen can go over here, or Spencer can go here, or Steph can go, you know, or even Tate. So, yeah, I try and make sure that sort of stuff happens to make sure that it's a smooth transition, like,
yeah,
you know.
Is there like yeah, is there like, so obviously I've met everyone in your team, and they're all fantastic. You have a very specific hiring process that is not even really a process. Do you want to like tell us about that? Like,
are you trying to get the secrets out of me?
When you are trying to find someone who clearly gives a shit, is pretty much the major thing.
It's pretty much. Yeah.
What do you go through to make sure you know that they give a shit? That's so major.
First, Taylor and I go through an interview process. So we wait to see how keen someone is. They'll go through, and then we'll go to the interview, sit down, have a chat. If we're feeling comfortable with, you know, okay, it's not just with the guys that we support, but with the team as well. Yeah, I want that camaraderie with the team, because you can't have, not so to say it's a bad egg, but I just want everything to clockwork. I just want it to everyone fit in, have different personalities and but like I just want us all to be about the same thing. Yeah, the same vision as what I've started and what Taylor's created. That vision of that. We want to make sure everyone is having smiles at the end of the day. I want people to wake up and go, I love my damn job. Yeah. I can't wait to get up. I can't wait to look after Benson. I can't wait to go hang out with Billy. I can't wait to go hang out with you know, like all these different things like that's. So we want that sort of input first in the interview, and it has to be genuine. Yes. And not tooting up my own horn or not tooting up Taylor's horn, but we sort of can see straight away if someone's like somewhat great. I think a lot of people can. A lot of people just don't want to accept it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a tough gig. A lot of like large support agencies, if they have a bad record of possibly, how do I word this politically correctly? If they have a bad record of maybe not giving as much to their workers as much as what they probably could, they're going to find that the people who are applying for that job are probably unaware that they have a history of that. They also probably don't really care as much because they haven't bothered looking around, they haven't been in that industry before, all that sort of stuff. And so that almost brings like this little collaboration of people, of multitudes of people who maybe don't care as much. No, and just have it as like, yes, I'm making good money. I just need this as a stepping stone to get to where I actually want to go. Yeah, which is all good and proper, but we look after people. Exactly. It's not like Coles and Woolworths and KFC where you can go, I just need someone on the chip fryer. Let's get someone in. Let's call Chris. Let's call Dylan. Or you know, we need like. Genuinely, I look at it like we're looking after people. Like as a flat, not just people with disabilities, but people with a flat. With, humans. Yeah, 110%. So it's like, it's different. I can't just randomly just go, oh, it's okay, don't worry, have a couple of days off him and I'll grab in someone else. It's like that's why I'm doing a lot of hours at the moment. And I'm sacrificing a lot of my time where I could be at home with my family and stuff like that. But like, I want to show my team that I'm with them 110% through this storm that we're going through in terms of, we got to go here, have this person, then drop this person off, grab this person and do the... I know it's crazy. Lock down, this activity is not on, let's find something else to do. Yeah. And it's trust me, it gets... In this industry, it gets full on. Like, much as I love my job, like, mentally, sometimes I'm just flat. I'm just like, oh my God. I had a break from coffee, I'm back on coffee. I'm out. That's it. Yeah, I had, what, 2 in the space of 30 minutes this morning. And I was buzzing. Kayleen, my worker, was actually like, "You're never having that much coffee again."
Yeah,
I was
she's
like,
not letting it.
So it's like,
She's like the second mum of the group. Like, no, boy.
And unfortunately, she had to work with me, so it was. Like, she definitely did not like it this morning, but it was, it is what it is. Like, that's again back to the process. Like, it's just I need someone who's, like you said, the key word is genuine.
Yeah.
The other key word is gives a damn, and then that's like the two main potions that you need. Yeah. And then after that, it's if it's your thing, because that's why I do at least 3 to 4 buddy shifts.
Yeah.
To make sure that you're confident enough, because I'm not just gonna randomly willy-nilly be like, yeah, Michael, no worries.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Like
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
if that makes sense. I'm not giving away too much secret.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just going to bring up that one of the guys you brought on in the past, like you admit through like a sport team, right? Like the amount of trust built in working in a sports team is huge.
Oh,
right?
You know what's funny? Is Taylor, my partner.
Yeah.
She went through the same process as what everyone else went through to be able to be with me in this.
Really?
Yeah.
You full job interviewed her?
Yeah. Promise you. This what we do, I am that nitpicky with this.
I'm going to bring her in and she's going to be like, you put me through a job interview. You didn't know if you trust me.
Look. This is like my baby.
This is like my baby. She's your wife.
I know. I trust her. But she had to go through it. It's not just anyone. That's what I mean. Like, people think that I'm just getting my mates. I have a great relationship with Alfred and Spencer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's only purely been built on what we've done and what we've created. And then, we found friendship, we found similarities, and we've gotten along. Same with Kaylee, same with Steph.
But like, we could narrow that down at the same time. How many friends do you have?
Yeah, I got
a fair few hundred, right? And out of all of those, who do you trust enough to look after the guys? That's not shitting on all your other friends. That's just that these particular 5 or 6 have every trait you're looking for, as well as the genuine, like, if something, and if something goes wrong, you can entrust them
100%
in problem solving with it and making sure 1000% the client comes first.
If I wasn't able to work for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever time, if I had to go away, or if Taylor really needed me, I can fully say this on camera right now, I can trust my team.
100%.
And I know my team will do a great job. They're going to do it tough, but they'll do a fantastic job. And I could honestly go, I think, with 2 days without even messaging any of them. I know that they've got it down.
They would have it sorted. Yeah. And they would happily message the rest of the team to sort out any issues they did have, or like they're changing over, whatever.
Taylor and I, like, as much as we work hard, we are so blessed. These guys have changed. They don't come. Maybe Kayleen's maybe the only one really that's got a sort of background working with people coming from an aged care sort of facility. But everyone else don't have much experience. They've never really had, like, Steph's an amazing story. Very enclosed person, and now can't get her to shut up.
Oh, man.
In a good way, Steph.
Oh, in a good way, yeah. She can gas back. And it's a good thing.
She's like, awesome. She's just come out of nowhere, and we just see this beautiful personality. And Taylor and I have just like looked at each other and gone, wow. Yeah. And like, it's just with everyone, even Spencer. Spencer's a retail person.
Yeah, he was working at the basketball store, right? Yeah.
And then just how he is.
Basketball store. The
was it Stateside?
The Stateside, yeah.
So and look, we got some amazing stories. Alfred, I think he was working.
He was a brickie?
No, I think it was in a factory store doing like what's those machines? No, not.
Oh, he was in a store on the dance floor.
Yes. Come on, man, give me something. No, it was what are they called? You know, in the factories they drive in the thing and they pick stuff up and they put it away.
You mean a forklift?
That's him. A cliff fork.
That's a forklift.
Mate,
Wait,
the coffee's still
next
buzzing.
time we go out and we have a couple of drinks, formal end of this year, right? 100%. I'm gonna ask you to do the forklift, and people are gonna be like, "What's the forklift?" And you're just gonna break out the robot, and it's gonna be fantastic.
I'll do it.
You're gonna do the forklift.
Look, I don't know what it was. A doodad.
A doodad. It was a whatever.
I pick up a box that's too heavy for us to lift and put it on the shelf. That thing.
Yeah.
In a vehicle thing.
Yeah.
Cliff fork. I'll call that. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Anyway, he was doing that, and yeah, now look.
And now look at him. Yeah, I remember. It was not the lockdown just been. Maybe wow, we can call on lockdowns 2 lockdowns ago. So not the one just been, or the one before that, but the one before that in March.
Oh, that one.
And yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a Tuesday. And and I remember I caught up with Billy in the park, and Alfred brought Billy to us and was like, "Yeah, man, blah blah blah, where we going?" And I was like, "Look, there's a park down here. We're gonna walk down there, kind of, do our thing with the footy, get him active exercising and stuff like that, and we'll bring him back." He's like, "Oh well, look, let's drive." I was like, "Okay." So we jumped in the car, went down to the park, and we were throwing the footy around and stuff like that. He's like, "Man, this is cool, man. Like, loving, like, and he was pretty fresh with you guys, I think, by then. And we were just throwing the ball around, and Bill was getting a sweat on. He was moving heaps, and it was really good. And considering, like, obviously lockdowns and stuff. And on the way back, I was like, "Man, like, how you enjoy your job?" And he goes, "Ma'am, I didn't realize how much I could actually just like going to work. I hated my other job." He's like, I hated it, dude. And now I got the best job in the world. And that's what everyone calls me out on, because I'm always like, "Man, I got the best job in the world." And Alfred just genuinely just didn't skip a beat. Head held high. He was just walking down the street with us, back up to the car. He's like, "Man, I got the best job in the world." Right? Like, he loves it. To pick someone out, there's something that you saw in him. You picked it out and went, "That's probably going to be like a good dude. Let's try it, man." And it's fantastic, man.
They all have their things, their it's that make the guys that we support like just flourish with happiness, with life and independent goals. Like we're kicking goals, and it's because we purely, genuinely just love hanging out with the guys that we support. And we call it a family, and we say that, and the guys generally have the family as well. Like it's crazy. I honestly haven't really sat and thought about it, and I'm just thinking a little bit about it now. I'm just like, wow.
Well, like, how many participants do you look after as a whole?
I don't know on top of my head.
Couldn't
I'm just gonna
know.
roughly probably say around 30 something.
Yeah, okay.
I know every single one of them.
Yeah.
So please,
but no, it's just like,
do not judge me on that.
But like, going through every name in your head and putting a number to it is hard. Yeah.
And like, it's crazy. But we try and do different things as a group. Like, we try. COVID again has put some roadblocks in some areas, but like we try and do a Friday thing where we all get together and we do an afternoon walk somewhere. If it's Sandgate, if it's Redcliffe, or even if it's an activity, we really try and get all the guys together so we can have
to just do something.
Yeah, do something. Obviously, we got to follow the laws and the restriction stuff. We don't want to be
but like outside of that.
But outside of that, if it was we'd definitely be doing that sort of stuff. So,
is there like a when it comes to like actually like putting, for example, like you've got different participants, like do you find that there's like a difficulty in pairing up the right ones to maybe buddy up together? So for example, there might be the 2 support workers with the 2 clients. On any particular day, it was raining, they were both in the same suburb, they're like, "Hey, let's just go bowling," right? Like, do you find it's difficult to have them sometimes together, like the 2 participants? I'm sure the support workers would be fine, but like, getting the participants hanging, or like, is there like a, "Hey, the young fella there won't hang out with this girl, just doesn't work, they just seem to have a, like, it just doesn't
that's always a
like,
thing. That's always a thing. But in saying that, I can honestly say that the what's the word, like the
chemistry, the way that they just kind of,
the way that we us as support workers and as a team like are with each other, we make everyone feel comfortable within each other. But But in saying that, if I have a day where I'm just frustrated or stressed or tired or sad or like even
Whatever,
over the top too happy, excited, like sometimes that can be much for someone else or even much for me. Like,
Yeah, true.
and you, as a support worker,
Everyone has emotion, eh?
yeah, and you should be able to read that. So like if I've got, let's say Bill and Bill's, because everyone knows Bill. Bill just is the workhorse. So if there's a day, and most likely every Monday is his down day where he just relaxes and stuff like that. If the, you know, if we take him out on a Monday and we know that it's like, you just got to read like the guys. You should know if you've been working with these guys and you have that genuine connection with these people, you know.
When they're down.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry, Billy and I won't be coming today because, you know, Bill just wants to sit and relax. Sucks because he doesn't get to hang out and stuff like that, but sometimes they just need that. But in like I said, to answer your question, like we create that sort of space where it's like everyone can get along with each other. And if it doesn't work out where they get along too well, at least they're coming in together and saying hello and hanging out as a group. But in our group, there's great friendships.
Yeah.
There's amazing friendships. Like Bill and Jake Steinmuller.
Yeah.
That's, you wouldn't expect them to really, but like they're good. They're really good together. They laugh together. They just understand each other. Like, you know, they used to go to Happy Paws together, and now the Brisbane Broncos have brought out a group for about 6 weeks. So
really?
So now Bill and Jake have pulled out of Happy Paws, and they're going to be doing that for the next 6 weeks.
What are they doing with Broncos?
I think it's like sport based. They do cool footy stuff. They learn about like mental health and awareness, and I think nutritional stuff and everything. Yeah, it's really
sick.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they've called it, but yeah, the Broncos have done some cool stuff. We've paired up with them a couple of times, and yeah,
that's wicked.
They're helping out the community and disability awareness, and it's great. So.
Yeah, the Broncos are doing really well with that. Like, I can genuinely say probably before last year, I had nothing to do with the Broncos. I'd never met any of them, never talked to any of them, nothing.
They turned up the heat.
Yeah, man. Over the past solid year and a half, man, they have put in a lot of. I mean, obviously they came to Strong Hearts, and that was a huge day. But even before that, like the volume of stories I heard of, we went to go to the Broncos training, and we sat down and we watched the training, and they all come over and they all say hi, and you know, blah 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 blah. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm certain almost every other NRL club would do the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
They would have this outreach and stuff.
The NRL is doing that a lot better these days, especially with everything that's going on. You know, they're stars, and not even kids, adults look up to those guys.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see like the community work, not just in disability, but in community. They're just coming out and doing that thing. And you've got the great platform there with Strong Hearts and bringing that together. And they obviously seen that's what we want to push for. And then they came through and did that stuff with you. It's awesome. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think like more what I think I've realized is like, I personally, as I say, I didn't really support any NRL team before like last year.
Well, you're a
like
soccer
before, I don't even follow soccer. I hate watching soccer. I can't deal with it, man. Like, I can't deal with watching most sport unless if I'm with my friends. If it's a social occasion, I know it's like any video game, right? I can't play Skyrim. I can't play like Grand Theft Auto. I can't play a whole bunch of those games purely because it's not with my friends.
Yeah.
I can't do it unless it's a social activity. So I can watch any sport if I'm with the lads.
Yeah.
I could watch anything, right? I could go laser tag, I could go knitting, as long as it was with my friends. I couldn't get like we play Fortnite. I don't mind Fortnite. I don't mind Call of Duty, all that sort of stuff. I don't mind World of Warcraft. I can't play it by myself. I will barely make it through one 15-minute game. So I enjoy that. But anyway, what I was meaning is I never had anything to do with the Broncos before last year. After seeing how much they were reaching out and how much they were doing things for the community and stuff, I went to a training session of theirs and we met them all and said hi, and it was Anthony Milford was there. And I wonder if you were there this day.
I think I was, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So I'll obviously tell the camera, but basically Milford came over and he said hi to a bunch of the guys, and he got photos with them all, and all the players were all doing it, and he walked away to the benches, sat down, and I saw him taking off his boots. He was obviously getting ready to hit the showers, and then he came back over and he had signed 2 of his boots and gave 1 to 2 of the participants that were there. Just like, hey, I want you guys to have these. There was no prompt. He came over here, he'd had photos with every single one, as had most of the players. There was nothing at all that was brought up about like, hey man, like, we'd love your boots, or can you sign a hat, or anything. No, they were doing it regardless, and then he went over and above, right? Since then, like that day, and then like, obviously we've got some mutual friends now at like the Broncos and things like that, which is really cool in their organization. Completely regardless of how they play, what they're doing on the field, all that sort of stuff, like any of the stuff that pops up in the news or whatever, because, media can be pretty average. I want to support the Broncos because of how they make me feel.
Yeah.
I want to support them because of how they make our participants feel. And as I say, like every other NRL club probably does it now.
Yeah.
But because of the personal connection, that's what makes me want to support them, right? 100%. And I think that like comes back to like, what you do for your work and what, like the other organizations that you've worked for and other stuff that we've seen. People connect with you as the owner of LST and they go, man, we want to support that because we know who he is, we know what he's about, we know how big the heart is, right? Like, it's the exact same thing. Like, don't get me wrong, there are big organizations that have done plenty of big things. But as much as you can see it in the media and you can see all that sort of stuff, when you actually are with said person, and like there might be a big support organization, they had a big fun day and everyone got together and you did activities and stuff like that. If the owner of that organization actually came to that huge day where they had thousands of people, but they came to that day, you shook their hand and talked to them for 5 minutes, you would instantly support them, right?
Yeah.
What you do as a support worker is make sure every single participant knows who you are. Every parent knows who you are. And when you buddy them up with someone, they feel like they are that your workers are not just workers that come in and just do the thing with you. They are an extension of your hand with their own tiny little bit of flair. That's what that is, right? And so because they all know you, and because all the parents all know you, and then they meet these other people, they instantly are on the better side of their decision-making process, and then they realize how good that person is because you've selected them to be a extension of your hand, and that's where the quality comes from. And that's like obviously I've watched you grow the past 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Man, that's huge growth that you've had, is because you care and everything you've done has been this extension of your hand. That mateship, that feeling of we want to support you because we love you as a human, we know what you stand for, and we can see you actively doing good, and that makes us feel good because we like to see it, right? That's why people support that. Like you're doing...
You can really see it like that, eh?
Yeah, you're doing all the real right things, man. Like every team member you've got is the exact same thing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
They're awesome. Like, yeah. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really sat there and thought of that. Like, Taylor's, we've had our, as couples do, you laying in bed, kids are asleep, and then you just think, like, you take yourself out of your own shoes and you look at it in an outsider's perspective, and like Taylor and I have, like, we work fairly hard to make sure that this ship keeps going, even in like behind closed doors. Like I won't steal too much of Taylor's story, but that girl is like, I am not just blessed that she is my partner, but I am blessed that she is my partner in this family. I don't want to say business. I don't want the accolades or anything like that. I don't even think Taylor does either. Again, our end of the day result is for our guys to feel like they are accomplishing their days with a smile. That stuff, I don't give a damn about the money. Like if I've won the lotto with that. I am honestly blessed enough that someone can go, hey, I trust you with my son. I trust you with my daughter. you know, these are the barriers that we are yet to overcome. But then we find somehow our workers, our team, all together as one, not just me, not just Taylor, all together as one, we find some wall and we just break it down. It's weird. We've seen some crazy stories with people who are so sheltered, but then they have that little sniff of like, wow, is that what it's actually like? And I think it's just to know that we're there with them, holding their hand. Like, I will walk on this fire, through this fire first, so you can see it's not that bad. So that way you can come through and you can see that horizon, what you got in front of you, your capabilities. That's the big thing. There's a lot of them sometimes don't even have the courage or anything to have that for themselves to break through that thing. And then I think that's what my team does so well, is the fact that they find those opportunities to do that. And like I said, Taylor is up at random hours of the night. She doesn't get to sleep like how you and I would. Like, I'm a weird person. Like, I wake up so early in the morning. I get to do my own trainings and stuff like that, and kiss my kids, kiss Taylor goodbye, do my day of work, then come home, and then I'll have this. As much as I'm so drained, I'll just have this random burst of energy, and I won't be able to go to sleep until like 11 o'clock.
And that's when we play Fortnite.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just your own little time. That's my little thing, you know.
Yeah,
people love
absolutely.
going down to the pub and having a beer. Some people like having a drink at home. Some people like watching movies.
Yeah.
Some people like, you know, I make sure obviously I'm there with the kids and everything like that, and with Taylor, and to make sure I try and help out as much as I can. Otherwise I'll be in the dog box. But yeah, my woman is crazy. And she does so much. She bends over backwards for a lot of people, and she sacrifices a lot of her time. And I think that's why I'm trying to get at. The things that we do sometimes seem like, wow, that's a bit crazy, but my partner finds the benefits. Like, she doesn't just go, oh, you know what? Going to Movie World would be a friggin' awesome day. Let's have a fun day. Let's go to Movie World. In Movie World, a lot of those goals that these guys come to us with and say, we need to take these goals. Number one, a lot of them are the social activities. The social thing to get to know different people of our group and make friends. Number two is the community outing. To get in the community, to be out with a group of people, random bunches of other people, just around the community and out and about. And then she'll find like different small goals, like even if they're tiny and minute goals, but if we can tick them, like a lot of them will be like, wow, holy crap. I can't believe I just did that.
We did the thing,
Yeah.
Is there like a particular goal you can think of that you guys have recently had, or what is the biggest that you've seen someone tick?
Okay, I'll go with recent times. So, Jakey had a goal of like just being able to independently have a shower.
Cool.
He smashed that goal tenfold in a matter of, because obviously it was a weekly basis. He smashed that goal in, I think, in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Became confident and was like, wow. Comes up to me every single time, or Taylor, or the guys, and goes, guess what? I've had a shower tonight. I brushed my teeth last night, and I brushed my teeth in the morning before I came to school. I came not to school, to out in his day.
Yeah.
Man, like, to some people it's
That's
like, it's
so
a damn shower,
sick.
it's a damn brush your teeth. But like, for these guys, there's barriers there. It's like, oh wow, this is scary. This thing I can't do. I can't physically do. But then somehow, I can't just put it in the words. But like, we just find a way. We adapt. We understand. They feel comfortable after that, and they have that trust process, like I said, and it's just like, dude, you're not doing this by yourself. I'm gonna be here 110% every single time you try this. As long as you're making those tiny, minute pushes forward, you're gonna break through that wall regardless. Just keep pushing, and that wall's gonna break, and it's gonna fall, and you're gonna be successful. And then bang, they do it, and then it's like, wow, mind blown. And it's just like, for me, it's like, at the time, I'm like, oh, see, dude, I told you, it wasn't that hard.
Mm.
But then, like I said, we sit back and Taylor and I conversate and we're like, wow, holy smokes. And then the families. How did you get him to do that? Or how did you get them to... Like, another one is Ches. She didn't know how to do a time of the clock. Not a digital, analog. And then it just...
Oh, yeah.
And it was hard. The parents just couldn't, like... Sometimes the parents are doing the exact same thing as what I do.
Yeah.
But I think it's like...
It's
mum
just
and
taken...
dad, come on.
Yeah, it's taken from another point of view. Yeah.
It's just small things like that, like an analog clock. And I know it's difficult for some people now. Like, even... You know, I used to have trouble, but then when I found like the easiest way, it's like, okay, the little hand's the hour, so you know that that's the hour hand. But the big hand's like, if you go in from the 12, so 1, 2, so 1 will be 5 minutes, 2 will be 10 minutes, and you get 5 times. And then the little dashes in between are the minutes that are on. So if it's like, on the big hand's on the 1, and it's like just to the side a bit, then you count how many dashes, so it's like, okay, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Okay, it's only 7 minutes, so it's 107. And it took me like maybe 10 minutes, and Ches smashed it. And that was one of her big goals, was to tell the time on an analog clock.
That's so sick.
And it's just, I think it's just taking that time, that patience to sit there. And then also, like I said, the parents would have done this stuff. So there's nothing the parents that they're not doing. I think it's just the fact that it's not mum and dad, it's my friend. You get what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's like, but I don't think it's like, that doesn't take away from what you do, because... Like, even in school, I couldn't learn unless I trusted the teacher or I liked the subject.
100%.
And how often do you like a subject?
You got to buy in to
That's
yeah,
it, man.
110%.
Yeah. So, like, you, like Ches clearly had trust in you to let down Barry and go, okay, give it to me. What do I need?
Yeah.
Right? That's like that's a thing,
that's
man.
what
like,
I'm trying
needed
to say.
the trust.
Like, yeah. Like,
that's cool.
But my team are amazing. Like, they're like, you know what? No matter how hard it is, we're gonna hold your hand and we're gonna go through this together. And that's what's the difference is. I like, we make sure that these guys have that faith and that trust in us. Not just families, but the guys that we support, and they're like, wow, okay, I can do this then. They smash it. Like, Billy's another success story.
Oh, dude, huge, man. Yeah.
Wasn't playing footy or anything forever, and then I just thought, you know what? Let's get him down to play touch where I play touch.
Yep.
Now he's playing touch, and like, it's, if everyone knows Billy, he's like, not fully paralyzed, but paralyzed on his right side.
Essentially the effect of a stroke on one side.
Yes. Can't really move his arm or his leg as good as obviously the left, just to explain to people who may not understand. And he walks good with the left and then sort of like stiff and brings it around.
Yep.
When he plays touch, the mind is not on the fact of him walking, it's on the fact of, I'm going to run, I've got to get this.
I've got to go as quick as I
can.
can.
I kid you not, this like nearly brings me to tears, is that I've stressed it to his mum and his dad, like, you need to come down and see this, because he's running and that leg is coming through, and it's like...
He is just pushing so hard.
Yeah, and you can see his bend in his leg, and you can see it like really trying to get there, and like, I'm like...
He's doing the thing.
Yeah, like, I'm amazed, but I'm also like, oh my god, if he falls over, I'm gonna be dead. And I get so excited. I'm like, yes, Billy, and I get it, and I try and get footage of it at the same time, because I just really want to like show the proof that he's doing.
He's
this,
doing
and I'm
the
not
thing.
just like G'ing up, and then it's amazing that I get this bit overwhelming feeling, and then next minute get the ball and Billy tries to tackle me. I'm on his team. I don't get it, but. But anyway, yeah, I had to do like a sort of funny thing, because I didn't want people to go, oh, but you know, it is what it is. Like those small wins. I don't know. I'm just this 100. Job. It's not even a job. This is. I can't believe I can say it's a job. I get paid to do what I do. I would do this tenfold without pay.
Yeah.
But obviously, 100%. I got to make sure that my babies and my wife,
dude, that's it,
and my animals are fed.
Yes, that's right. But I mean, like, you know, and to that point, right? Like, when like the people who are most wealthy, to a point, the people who are most wealthy in the world are the ones who have made the most change or delivered the most amount of goods to people, right? How many people have you helped in your week, right? Money, like, I used to be obviously fitness director, like, you know, looking after PTs. money is not like just the thing that pays the bills, right? Like if you take money from a perspective of money is like a scoreboard. It's a represent. Oh, excuse me. Oh, jeez, that's terrible.
That's why I didn't take a drink yet.
Yeah, fair. I got that for you, so if you want to, yeah.
I've been looking at it, I'm like, but then I know that I'm more gassy than you.
We're playing Fortnite later, so that'll be fine. It's really good.
Thank you, Amino Energy, for supporting this podcast. Go, carry on, back to it.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. Refreshing. There you go. But yeah, like... just this teddy bear starts moving. Like money's like money's not just the thing that pays bills, right? It's a scoreboard. It's, if you look at it as a scoreboard, as like a representation of the volume of people you help in any given week, right? In my eyes, if you make a great living, I am happy with that, because your living comes from a direct result of the amount of people's lives you've changed that week. That's where that comes from. I don't see...
You come with me with this all the time. And
but like, oh, well, yeah, like, but that's, you know, like, so for everyone at home. But like, you know, as much as like, yeah, you know, you could do it for free. I know for a fact you would do it for free. But that is why you have so many clientele.
Yeah.
That's why your business is growing, is because regardless of that.
My team.
Yeah, like you as a, you know, as a collective, right?
Yeah.
And like, it's so cool to see that people who genuinely care start growing.
Yeah.
Because some people genuinely care but don't have the maybe that's where Tay comes in, that business expertise, or that the organization mode that makes that able to happen. You know, like I've got Sammy, you know, we call her the team admin manager, you know, the team manager, sometimes literally like my adult, right? The team adult, yeah, that's right. Because man, like the business side of things, like I understand it, doesn't mean I'm good at being organized.
No. 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
this is
I'm
what
terrible
one thing I can
at
say
it.
about Taylor. Like you said, she is an all-rounder.
Yeah.
She is, without trying to win brownies.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to win brownies. She is legit perfect, because she can adapt. She can have those times where she doesn't want to be the adult, and she can be playful and fun and out there. Then she can be like an adult, and she'll direct me as well, and put me like, this, you need to do this, you need to do this, or hey, I just, you know, this, from my perspective, I think you're doing this a bit too much. And it does, it like pulls me back. I'm like, okay, wow, I can see that. And yeah, just like what you said, like that she is what helps. That she's like the nut and bolt that
pieces everything together. Yeah,
to get sure. So all of myself and my workers are like walking around, but without Taylor doing this,
keeping the orbit,
the clock doesn't tick.
Coming back to the clock, I like that. Yeah, that was clever. That was good. Yeah, 6, 7, 8 past that.
5, 10, 15.
Yeah. I'm just imagining you in school staring at a clock, being like, "No, screw you. Oh, don't want to learn."
No, it was hard.
Don't want a clock. I only wanted like a digital watch. I didn't.
Same here.
Watch.
I was exactly the same, because people have the analog watches, and I'll be like, "What's the time?" They'll be like this, and I'm like,
"Yeah,
bro, I asked you what's the time."
Yeah. How's it going? It's a hair past a freckle.
That's the time. Oh, okay, yeah, sweet. I got 10 minutes, bro. It's only 1 o'clock. You don't finish school till 3. Oh yeah, I knew that.
10 minutes till extra lunchtime.
I don't know how to tell the time.
No, like, coming back to like, obviously the organizing thing though. One of the coolest things I've seen you guys do thus far is, well, there's 2. Number 1, your white Christmas party you had, which was sick, the VIP white Christmas. And number 2, like your mad Gold Coast trip over New Year's. The opportunity you gave the guys for that, like seeing everything you guys did over the course of an entire New Year's, like, you know, the average person probably doesn't think about what someone with, you know, living with a disability would do over the course of, you know, like, you know, the party of New Year's, and everyone, you know, like generally speaking goes for a big piss up and they do whatever, right? You guys made a huge weekend of that. That was so cool. Like, you're going to have to explain that because I don't even know how many things you guys
Well, that's probably where Taylor comes in
exactly.
as well. So, like,
okay,
look,
give us a cliff note
okay,
so she can sort of when she comes in.
This is how it works, okay? Taylor comes up and she'll be like, bam, I got this mad idea. And she'll go, da-da-da-da-da-da, and tell me the idea. And then I'll add my 2 cents with the professionalism from being in the industry. So, and then Taylor will go, okay, sweet, let's mold this. And she'll mold it in together and she'll be like, babe, this is what it'll take her probably 30 minutes. Because when she's on something, she's just
on the point, yeah.
So 30 minutes later, she'll come back and she'll be like, okay, these are the 5 hotels that I've got.
It's just sorted.
I've messaged every single one of them. They've all got back to me straight away. Said, yep, we're happy with that, blah, 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 blah. She goes, what sort of activities you should do? This is the activities I've come up with. Can you, like, pick which ones would be suited with these guys? Because I've been on the floor with them. Taylor wasn't as so much on the floor.
Then
So she worked a lot with Talia. So Talia came along. She got to work with Talia, and Talia came along for the trip. So she knew what to do with Talia, like a girls' day and all that sort of stuff. Where myself and Spencer, because Spencer came, and he was fresh into it as well, and he came way for the...
actually that's true, yeah.
And then we looked after the blokes, and in that trip, like, again, it's not just a trip away to go, yes, we're having a trip away, not worrying about anything. In that trip away, Taylor and myself minute all those goals into make sure that this trip is ticking every single one of those boxes. I'm not gonna say I need to keep saying it because Taylor's a massive part of this. We are not, and even my workers now, we are not gonna just go, we're gonna go out here and do this for the sake of doing this.
Yeah.
There's always a reason why we're doing it.
Goal-oriented.
110%. If we can smash those goals out, that leaves it open for new goals and new opportunities to try and smash.
Which means you get to do new shit anyway.
100%.
Yeah.
110%. So that, like, in those goals, like, for instance, one is independent living skills, which is cooking. A lot of the guys don't get the opportunity to cook or get prompted enough to try and cook.
Yeah.
Or it gets too hard for them because they don't want to do it, and then, you know, mum and dad's been really trying to push it, but they just don't want to do it. But then when they're with us, again, it's weird. It's like a weird thing. Like, if my mum goes, don't do this, I don't do it, and then next minute I'm like, oh, whatever, mum, blah, blah, blah. But then you as my friend would be like, hey, man, no, I'm being serious, like, your mum's right. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, oh, maybe not. Yeah, for sure.
If that makes sense, it's a weird thing with parents, like, you know, like, you're not rebelling, but you are. So, like, yeah, what do you know, mum? Like, you're too caring, like, let me be me, and then, like, your friends are, like, the ones that are doing it, you're like, no, dude, like, your mum's onto something.
Probably on it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, to get back to what I was trying to say is that, yeah, we make sure that we tick goals. Like, again, heights, we had Jamie. Jamie hates heights.
Oh, man. Hates that stuff.
I think we were away for about 5 days, and on the 3rd day, he came to Spencer and I, and he said he walked straight through. Normally he stops and he waits for one of us to hold his arm, and it, like, takes both of us to help him walk through the heights. And we were actually on a high floor.
I was gonna say, what floor were you on? Yeah,
I think the 6th floor.
Yep, that's high for Jamie.
Yeah, we're at the Sunshine Coast too, by the way, not the Gold Coast.
Oh, right, that's
we were meant to go to the Gold Coast, but then they. Yeah. Long story there. Anyway. And we're on 6th floor. It's still very, very high, and on that there's like a little corridor, and in the middle is like you can see all the way down, and then there's like a nice little foresty sort of thing that they try to do to make the hotel look nice. By the 3rd day, I'll quickly get to it. 3rd day, Jamie's like, look, Sui, look, Spencer, I'm not afraid anymore, and he's walking by himself. And everyone who knows Jamie,
what?
Yeah, kid you not, I kid you not.
I've had Jamie for years. No way.
Obviously, like, you know, there's times. It's just, I think it's just going at it, and talking to him, making sure he's feeling comfortable, and bam. And Jamie,
wow,
it's hard, and I'm it's not an easy job. And you know, other days he could be like, oh no, I can't do it anymore. But I think the persistence and the confidence that we sort of gave to him, he was so happy that he just did it. No hands, no nothing, just walked. He didn't look down, obviously, but he just walked. And he goes, look, I'm smashing my fear. Like, I'm not scared anymore.
Yeah.
So then we were just like, wow.
That's crazy. Like, putting it in perspective for anyone who hasn't seen Jamie on our socials, I train Jamie at the gym, and we're on the second floor of the shopping centre, and there's windows across the entire wall that look down to the food court, right? 1 story down. I've got to hold Jamie anytime he's within
5 meters?
5-6 meters of that window. I have to have arms around in order to walk him past it. He refuses any of the pin loaded machines that are anywhere near that, aside from the seated row. And we have to be standing between him and that. So to hear 6th floor, him go, I'm not afraid, and just walking through is literally like mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Because all I get is like it's like petrified. Like actually freezes and gets into like this low crouch
he was like
mode.
that the first couple of days, and it was still a constant hard like job to try and make sure he's feeling comfortable enough
for sure.
to go.
Yeah.
Like obviously it wasn't all the time that he did it, but he was a lot better. And it was just that one particular bit of the day, he was like, look, I'm doing it. And he did it by himself, and we just thought, wow. And like obviously to be real, like, you know, he did it a couple of times and he was sweet, he was awesome, did it by himself. And then obviously there's times where he's probably feeling a little bit down, a little bit out, a bit tired, a bit anxious, and then it's hard again. But it's like, what I'm trying to get at is it's like it's a constant thing. It's not like, yes, he's done it, that's it, we're finished now.
Yep, and next goal.
Yeah.
No, it's
those
goals
are ticked.
molded.
Yeah, 100%. Those goals are ticked, but you still got to make sure that they are still getting kept. It's like me with making the bed. Taylor will tell you when she jumps on the podcast. I struggle to make the bed. And a funny one is most recent. Okay, so sometimes I wake up in the morning and I go to training, and I try and get there before I go to work. And I wake up and I'll just throw my pajamas on the end of the bed. Just throw them, like, boom, or put them underneath a pillow and stuff like that. Taylor's mum's been coming over and she's been helping out a lot. So every single time she's seen my pajamas, she's grabbed them, put them in the wash and washed them. And then I come home, I have a shower and stuff like that, and I go to where I put my pajamas. I have my damn pajamas. But this happened for the course of 2 days. And Taylor's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll talk to her. And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I can't help but to laugh about it. But the next morning, I found myself, I didn't realize I was doing it, I folded my pajamas.
Oh!
And I put it at the top. And I came to and I was like, I looked at,
this isn't me!
Yeah, I looked at Taylor and she cracked up. She goes, my mum's taught you.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's the persistence, that's what I'm trying to get at. She persistently kept on doing it by, if she meant it or not meant it, she just trying to help us out. Because obviously we run a business, we got 2 kids.
Yeah.
Constant all the time. And the days that Taylor actually works and supports someone, because she's back doing support now, is the days she's at home. So she tries and helps Taylor as much as she can. And myself.
Yeah.
And then, just mentally, she's got into my mental game, and just, I didn't even realize I folded my pajamas just because of the fact that I wanted to have those pajamas specifically for at least
she'll wash
3
them
nights.
if I don't. Yeah.
I'm not dirty people. Come on, pajamas.
Hey,
How many nights do you wear pajamas? Be honest.
Well, actually, I just kind of wear jocks a bit, so I get fresh
when
pair
it's
of
winter,
jocks each night.
Yeah.
Over winter, man. Oh.
I don't wear jocks when it's summertime. I just wear shorts.
Yeah. Okay. So like, 2 to 4 days. Depending on which pair it is. Like if it's a cotton pair or if it's a satin pair or whatever. Yeah, okay.
That's like myself. And then
I like that this is divulged into like, no, I'm not dirty. How often do you wear your pajamas?
Well, I just want to get that out there because...
We're defending you.
Down here is like... It's sweet
down
dirty.
the bottom, we're actually getting...
It's sweet dirty, yes or no?
Yeah, actually I was going to say Peter Alexander are now going to sponsor this podcast.
Peter Alexander have some wicked stuff.
They do. I
specifically
specifically don't buy any of their stuff because I know I'll ruin it. It's like the sunglasses rule, right? Or like the crappy t-shirt rule. Like you get a real nice pair of sunnies, guaranteed you'll break them or lose them. You get a really crappy pair that are like shoddily made and all that sort of stuff. They will last you years somehow. Yeah. It's the exact same with clothes for me, and I know I would just spend $60 on like pajamas, and they'd be ruined in like because I'll spill something on them, or like I'll wash them wrong, or something like I'll lose them.
Bro, I was a typical footy boy, whereas like I just wear my training gear. Like, I wear my training shorts from last year's training to bed because
they're just there.
They're worn out. They're easy. They're stretchy. They're this. They're that. I'll just wear that. I don't care. Then I met Taylor, and then it was like 2 years in, and she's like, "Let's get matching pajamas." At the start, I was like, in the podcast, she's zoom up my head.
Yeah.
I was like, matching pajamas. Okay, yeah, no worries. I was like, and then next minute, ever since then, it's just been a tradition. Now our kids have all matching pajamas.
Wow.
Every Christmas. And now, like, I see myself every 6 months going to Pete Alexander and getting a set. Yeah.
I like that.
And it's like, hey man, why not feel comfortable when you're going to sleep?
That's a good
trust
point.
me, 10 times better. Football shorts sucked.
Oh, really?
Going to sleep sometimes.
I'll keep that in mind.
As a male. It's like
True.
one of those annoying shirts for females, and like this area
itchy
gets
or
all,
whatever. Yeah.
It's
in the
just
wrong
annoying,
spot.
and
Yeah.
you'd need something that's nice, stretchy, and comfortable, and then you won't be irritated when you're rolling around and sleeping.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
I can't believe we just went right
That's
off
okay.
topic.
Yeah,
talking about
man, I
pajamas.
don't care. Look, like you obviously chilled out, man. I like that. Clearly drank too much caffeine. Yeah. And actually, talking about pajamas making me tired. Okay, so like one kind of like last one. What do you think is probably like the number one indicator of any of the guys that you support, guys or girls that you support? What is the number one like indicator or tracker of progress you have to know that you guys are moving in the right direction for the guys becoming independent? Like, is it, yeah.
So every time after shift, we do like communication notes. So if there's like a particular one that we like that's massive and we're going the right direction, we make sure we write it down. So everything's written down regardless if it's a massive goal, small goal, or no goals are met for that day. All of it's pretty much written down. So I think that's our tracker. And then Taylor's also got like a sheet where she like goes, okay, Billy's done this. Just like something like yourself where Billy's like, okay, he's done 40 kilos of the deadlift and now he's moved up to 55, 60.
Yeah. 60, yeah.
So it's similar sort of stuff like that. We make sure that the parents are all up to date. Taylor does her little thing and she gets like the best. So what we do is we make sure that we take like obviously the footage and stuff like that, but if we find a good photo or a good piece of footage for the day, we make sure we put that in the email with the communication notes.
Oh, okay, so that goes to a parent?
So the parents, because then that's why like some of these guys don't live with the parents anymore that we support, so it's like they're still kept in the loop. This is what my son or my daughter's doing. Oh wow, never thought he'd do that.
It's actually really cool.
I never thought they'd make this, and it's just it's not just proof. It's just showing what improvements they're making, even if it, like I said, just the small ones. The small ones are the best ones.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that comes around to that, like slow improvement rule, right? If you improve by 1% every day for a year, it's that compounding thing. Yeah, it's not like you go up 365%.
You've raised yourself 365%.
No. The math works out to be like by like 4,000.
Can you not shut me down in the podcast like that?
No, like I just mean it's even more. Like seeing that the guy, and the whole way I bring that around to like some of the guys I look after and obviously who you look after is like it's the momentum of they feel like they're achieving something and they go, you know what? I achieved that. I could totally do that. Or I feel confident because I've just gotten the big buff up. I'm excited to do blah, right? And so they gain like this momentum of, oh, when I'm with Suey, I achieve things.
Yeah.
When I'm with Steph, I do things and it feels good. When I'm with Taylor, I do, and that's that momentum builder that lets them kind of come out of their shell. And it's not like parents do anything wrong. I think one of the major things that I see parents, and this is not doing anything wrong, is some of the parents love their kids too much.
Oh,
and it's not like a bad thing. It's just they care so much about their young one. They're afraid to take off the bubble wrap, man.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, like,
But I'm one of those
got a
parents.
skin and knee.
I'm one of those
you know?
parents. Taylor's very like, oh, you know, like, because our son's gone to that stage at the moment where he's like, he's finding
Pushing
out that
boundaries.
he's mad. He's got some mad athleticism, so he's doing these cool things. I'm like, this fella's head's like a magnet, just hits everything. You need to watch him. And she goes, he won't do it again. And she's right. He doesn't. He learns. A smart kid. Yeah. And he's like self-cautious. He's got a little bit of me in him, but he's just like his mum, a daredevil, and he's just. And when I say like, there is no word of lie. His head just somehow connects to things. I don't.
Yeah.
I look at him and he rubs his head. He's like, ooh, I'll do it again. But make sure he does it exactly how he wants to do it. Yeah.
He's running by braille.
Yeah.
He's just working out
So
by
what
touch.
I'm trying to say is, I'm that parent. I bubble wrap my children. Oh, don't, babe, don't. And she's like, just relax. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I trust you. I trust you, but I'm
It's
still on
scary,
edge.
man. Yeah.
It's just like for instance, like the some things we have is like some parents come to us and they say, yeah, they can do that, but I'm not sure if they'll like it because they've never really done it before. We did a jet ski day.
Ooh.
Yeah, jet ski
That would
day.
have been sick.
And they like scared. Jakey Stein was one of them. You'd think that he'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm keen on. He was scared to get on
Petrified?
it, and then bam, he smashed it.
That's
He thought he was
so cool.
Billy was another one.
Really?
If you are, he's like, oh no, got on it, came back. He thought it was James Bond. Sorry, Joe. Joe
Bond.
A friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Like pretty much like family, and I just.
Yeah.
You got your mention, mate. There you go.
There you go. Hanging
$50 later. No, James Bond. He just come in. There's a photo. Yeah, it's on our Instagram, guys. Have a look. He's fully like, this is awesome.
He was loving it.
And he's like, yeah,
he had the big flex on.
Oh, it's awesome. And all of our guys are like a little bit scared, a little bit tentative. But then when they go on, you know, it's just again that face when they come back is just like,
yeah.
And a lot of the families like just break down in tears. They're like, wow, I can't believe that you've gotten that big of a smile. That's a genuine smile.
That's cool.
And I think that's another thing. We try and get that genuine footage to show people, yeah, we do some cool things, but like, you got to really look at deep in this picture or deep in this video and show like, this is genuinely how our guys are. Yeah, it's not like, oh, quick. You know, there's sometimes it's like, yeah, quick, take a photo when we got group photos or different things here and there. But it's like, I just want to see that genuine stuff.
There's a difference to getting it in action.
Yeah,
100%.
I wish I could post without being... Think of like that, you know, there is difficult times.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could do it, but like society won't like that. Because it'd be really cool to see like the raw stuff that we do. And it's not saying that we got some bad stuff. No. It's just like...
The guys go through things, as does every human.
100%. But not just that. I think it's like the difficulties of being able to do something or difficulties to be able to like try and express something like that sort of stuff. Like it would be really, really cool to put it out there to show, but like in a good way. Like not have... I'm not saying like when they break down they're crying or something like that. Like even if they're like really trying to like say a particular word and use communication, that's a massive thing in our industry is communication. Huge. And just really them trying and then like having not just like I still go through it sometimes. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Like just have that sort of real rawness about it. Like to show like we're not just here to have good times. Like people see on people's Instagrams and stuff like that, like the amazing times that they get to have. They go to movie world, they go to movies, they go to bowling. There's so many people that come up and ask me that, and those are the people sometimes I don't go put on because they're just expecting that's what they get.
They want the hype. Rather than the hard work.
I've done it before. I've done buddy shifts before, and I've seen guys who, you know, talk their way in getting in, and then do buddy shifts. Not just specifically for my company.
Or all over the place. Yeah, absolutely.
But like when I was doing like team leader stuff in multicap and stuff, we had guys coming in there like, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's like, cool, we finally got a good one. And the next week we come do a buddy shift, we don't hear back from them.
Wow, that's it, they're gone.
Yeah, as much as we do the fun stuff, it's just like, that's the realness of it. We're dealing with people, like you said. Like,
Dude, that's
one day I love this drink at the moment. It's tasting really good, but another day I could probably be like, nah, bro, I don't want to feel it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it today. It's that. What I'm trying to get at is like, one day I could like blue, the next day I could like green.
Yeah.
That's him. And as much as we can write so much about a person, I can chop and change. We're dealing with people. That's why my team and I, and Taylor, we really try and create that adaptive, mindset to be able to adapt to the people's change or moods or
on given days or as 100%. The seasons go. Yeah.
Or just different things. Like, who would have thought that, Bill would like to do jet skiing, or who would have thought that Bill would like to do, go to a basketball game? Who would have thought, like, Bill loves NRL. He always talks about NRL, but we've been able to take Billy to like local MMA fights. We've been able to take him to jet skiing. We've been able to take like Hayden and his crew, Let's Go crew. They've been able to take him to soccer, netball, heaps of things. It's just that camaraderie that we're all trying to work together and trying to make sure that they're reaching different things is it's crazy.
It's
huge. Cool. And that's why I would love to see like people really see the hard, genuine sort of stuff that we as support workers go through day to day. It'd be really cool to do like a cool documentary one day.
Dude, for sure.
Obviously have everyone...
There's hard bits, man.
Yeah. Just to show like it is not for everyone.
100%.
But the people that are genuinely in it and really want to make something of it, like it's, as much as we are happy, very awesome, loving our job, we go through those tough times, but it makes me love it 10 times more.
But in like my eyes, because of the skill set you have, because of the skill set your team have, that's what allows them to get through those difficult portions and then reap the rewards of actually, like, what do you do for a living? Oh man, I get to hang out with a bunch of my friends who are, the participants. I get to hang out with a bunch of my friends and we go to farms and we see the llamas and we go out bowling and we go to the movies and we go to this and we go to that. It's not because the job is a bludge. It's because the people that work with the participants are so good with personality and keeping the participant calm and keeping them engaged and all that sort of stuff. It comes naturally to them. And because it comes naturally to them, it makes their job easier. Like some of the guys, I think I talked to Ashley about this the last podcast. A lot of the guys are like, they have how like some people have like a sixth sense. I believe so many of the participants have like this sixth sense, the same as what like a puppy dog does, or what a cat does, or what like a baby does, where they can feel if someone isn't genuine. They can feel if someone is not.
That is a massive thing.
They just like, if they don't think you're a good person, they pick up some weird like vibration thing and they just go, nah, not dealing with you.
Billy's a perfect example here. He will be people see him as the easy guy to hang out with. Yeah. But if he does not feel comfortable with you, he will not walk out that front door. Yeah. I can guarantee you that 110%. He won't be rude about it. He'll just be like, sorry, I'm not... Like, he'll just say, no.
He's just not keen.
And I guarantee Leanne and Mark, his parents, will be able to say the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, like, exactly. That you hit the nail on the head there, man. Like, it's legit. Like, the people with disabilities, I said it at the start, they're probably more clued on than what we are.
Oh, yeah. I think emotionally, they totally are. Yeah. And like that's one thing they don't have is the emotional mask, right? They don't like you. You'll just know. Like you've been in workplaces before where like people have like a real fake face and then like behind your back they're like, oh man, they do this and they do that. Like if any of the participants don't like you, they'll just be like, I don't like you. Like
Or they just won't talk to you.
Yeah. Or you just get nothing. Or like you try and approach them and they go, nah.
Yeah, or they go back into that.
Yep, into the shell and they get nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so like that's what like coming back around to it. That's what I mean. Like the participants 100% have like this sixth sense of it, and so the support workers who are really, really good at their job, they get to have great days at work because their personality and the bond that they build with their client allows this like bridge of mutual respect and trust and sense of caring that nothing's going to go wrong. They feel safe, they feel secure, and that they can just enjoy the task at hand, and there's less meltdowns, there's less everything, man. It's fantastic. That's what I was explaining.
And like I'm talking about our team because it's my what is it?
It's what you know.
Well, yeah, it's what I know. I know that my team, our team is not like, I'm sure other people do the same exact thing 10 times better, maybe exactly the same, or they got their different ways and stuff that they would be on. I'm just speaking on our experiences. That's yeah, it's legit. What you just said, man. Like our team comes like we do that sort of stuff, and it's like what I tried to explain at the start, where that sense of trust and that sense of calmness and knowing that we're there 110% walking through whatever it is that hits us together, that's what creates that awesomeness that we have with the guys that we support. And I guarantee other support networks like Let's Go, and not just them, because we work with, well with those guys, yourself, like it's just we all have that same, like if you're genuine in this job and you can honestly say, I will go to the moon and back for you to make sure you're comfortable with me, that's that sense of trust, and then that's when it just opens those doors. If that 100%. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know if I
I totally get it. It's that it's that trustworthiness that the client has with the support worker that allows for those days to be enjoyable, and not just for the worker, but for the client too, man. If they don't feel safe, man, they aren't going to try the new things to get the goals. 100%. If they don't feel safe, they're not going to do all the new things that's going to get them to the new places, that's going to have them grow, and towards more daily independence. Towards like, hey, I can do these things by myself. Jakey having a shower. All those things, that's a huge difference to them, is feeling safe and secure with the 110%. People around them that they can try something new.
Ches is, not to keep going on, but Ches is another great story for that aspect, is the fact that she never used to like going out in big groups, and she would never leave the house unless it was with mum or dad.
Wow.
Or
really? Knowing her now, holy crap.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to put it out there. And you'll see on our Instagram and our Facebook and social media, like those posts, like I said, a genuine post, like you see Ches and she'll be out there and she'll be killing it now, because she used to be so enclosed, but now she's found that confidence in herself. Maybe a bit too much confidence at times. Nah, but she's blooming, man. Like, it's crazy. It's hard to keep her at home now. She wants to go out and she wants to do these things and get this and get tattoos and stuff. Like, it's just like mind blowing.
That's crazy.
And it's not just stories like Ches and Billy and the Talias and the Benson. There's everyone, and the Jakes. Everyone that we support just are loving it.
Yeah. See, that makes you guys love it.
Yeah.
And you want to keep going and you want to help more people. That's what it's about.
It's addictive.
Yeah.
It's addictive because, like I said, we see it as our family. So our family members are just smashing it, and we get to see like our little family just grow.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. And it's like, wow, they were like, like you said, you do keep tabs on it. There's like tabs from just Instagram itself. Like, you go from the start of our thing to now, like you see the growth in
the volume. Yeah, man, absolutely.
Not just with the volume of the people, but the growth in that individual.
No, the volume of people achieving things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many goals just being smashed.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not trying to say LST's the greatest.
No,
it's just like what I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure, everyone else who's got a small business in disability industry who are giving a damn and actually giving it genuine crack, like they'll see the same thing, and they could sit here and tell you the exact same thing, have the exact same podcast, obviously their way of saying it, but it's genuinely, I can say, man,
it happens.
It's crazy.
No, and that growth is just what we want for the participants. Like, that's it. It's pretty simple. It's just like, the participants approach with their family. We are currently at A, we would love to see B, and you go, that's fantastic. We know what that is. We know what B looks like, and here's how we've gotten some people there. But down the track, we'd love to see C.
Yeah.
And that expansion of the client getting to those points not only makes the parents proud, but grows that self-confidence in the participant.
Well, when we have those meetings with the parents,
the new people, man.
We have those meetings with the parents, and like you said, we got the A, reach the A. As soon as we get to A, we'll go to B. But we have that planned out. We have that vision of nothing but success.
Yep.
People may call us crazy, like, I don't care if it takes us 3 years to do it, or 10 years to do it. Like, I will continue, and my team and Taylor will continue to try and find different pathways to smash through those goals, to reach A, B, C, D, E, go through the whole alphabet, and keep going. And then on top of the alphabet, there'll be more and more letters, A1, A2, because it's a never-ending.
It's never going to stop.
No,
it's a carousel, man.
Yeah,
just carousel. I think so. Yeah, carousel. Yeah, it just keeps going around. That's right. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I hope that was the right gesture.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. With the horses that go up and down. Yeah,
G-rated.
carousel. G-rated.
But yeah, like to finish, like to go right back to the start. I never would have thought starting it just with 3 guys, Billy, Benson, and Pete.
Yep.
To go to having my partner not only join but be a massive part of this creation, and then having our team who are a massive part, the glue. So my partner, I was, if I could put it in a perspective, I was the cement, and Taylor has built this massive high rise, and then the guys, our support workers, our team are the nuts and the bolts.
And the supporting beams.
Yeah. That's it. And then,
like that.
And not even just that, we've got people like yourself. We've got people who own their other support networks, like Let's Go.
There's way too many to try and name them all.
Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not trying to.
No, dude. Like you have collaborations with Let's Go all the time.
So it's like LST may be like this building, but off that building is you guys are building with us, or we've just added into your guys' little city, and we've created this.
I was gonna say it's like a little township now,
a little community worth of what we've done, and like the thing is that we all got the same mindset, the same goal, and is to make sure that those guys are genuinely gonna have the smile at the end of the day, and 100%. They're just kicking those goals.
No, 100%, man. I think that's where we leave it. We leave on that high, because kicking through goal A, then B, then C, and just wanting to see them keep on progressing is literally... It's the be-all and end-all of, like, why we exist as support workers, as coaches. Like, it's not just, Billy can run a little better now.
Yeah.
No, he can run better? Mad. Let's do Kokoda. Let's do... that's just the start. And there you go, that's just the start.
Yeah.
That's like literally like we made that first goal. Man, where can we go from here? You're not this limited-minded kind of person that just goes, man, we're done. Job done. Tick off. I can take off my, the work apron. I don't know why you'd be wearing an apron, but you can take off all your kit and just go, man, I'm done for the week, for the year, like sweet as. I can just coast to that client.
It does not stop.
It doesn't stop because you don't want it. You love seeing them grow.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's what every support worker needs to do. Yeah. And we see there's so many fantastic support workers around us now. It's so cool to see, but like that needs to be that prime focus. Man, don't get me wrong. You can probably make great coin. If you care enough.
Yeah.
But, otherwise it's just short term, like, oh man, yeah, sweet, I'm all done, I don't have to deal with that kid anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's not what this is about.
No way.
It's
continuing building and continuing that goal that we set out, and that's to reach that never ending goals.
Yep, that's
it. If that makes sense. Just to keep smashing through, just like a machete in a big bush, you just keep trying to make that pathway.
Yep.
So we're making that pathway, and the guys are following from behind.
Yeah, man.
Whatever goal it is. And I've done some crazy things. Like, I got a story real quick.
I'm excited now.
Ocean swimming.
Oh. I'm
a land person. I swim like a rock. Right down the bottom. Taylor, I did say to Taylor, you set me up to fail, but it wasn't her fault. She's like, yep, no, my partner's an athlete. He's got this. She had nothing but faith in me. I went out at 6 a.m. with a particular client. We went out and he's a Special Olympian swimmer. He is the man, and he just goes and goes and goes. And she's like, the mum just really wanted someone to be able to keep up with him and just direct him, to help him direct around the boys. The lifesavers were on a little tinny boat thing, the puffed up thing.
Yeah. Little
They came over to me and asked if I was okay and I needed help.
Not the participant.
No.
That's kind of like scary.
I swear to God, I was probably 80% drowning, and stupid me was like, I'm good, man.
Wow.
It wasn't like that. I struggled to get my arm up.
Yeah.
There were so many fears.
Paddling at
drowning. Like a shark coming to get me.
I can't do swimming over here. I can't do it. Sharks are scary.
Get this. I'm like, amping myself up. I can do this. Next minute, my Taylor's family member, we had like dinner, and they're like, hey, we saw hammerhead shark. Like, there was a hammerhead shark warning in Redcliffe. The next day I had to do this damn swim. I'm only a little thing. Like, I'm only short. Guys, I'm short. I'm like a pizza shape. This guy's gonna eat me and doesn't even have to chew me. I eat it and swallow me, that's it.
Yep. They're like a claw.
I was gone. I knew I was gone. But so I just wasn't winning this day. I came out, I survived. Obviously, I'm here to tell the tale.
Yep, that's it.
Did I go back? Nope.
Nope.
I just couldn't.
Nah, couldn't do it.
As much as my ego was like, nah, you got this, bro. Next week you got this. And I was like, nah, I can't go back. Taylor was that excited. She bought me goggles. She bought me a swimming cap.
Wow.
I will never put them on again.
I wouldn't either. I'd be burning them. Nah, yeah. I'm out.
Yeah. That's a little funny story to end on. But
I like that.
But those are the lengths that, not only myself, my team would go through. We'd go through some uncomfortable stuff. Like Spencer goes, don't worry, bro, I got it. I'm a good swimmer. And he
just jumped in and
he was gonna go do it, but then we found an experienced swimmer who helped us out and was doing the same place at the same time. Really wanted to do, and she continues still does it to this day.
That's awesome.
With this person. So Jeremy, his name is.
Yeah, wicked.
He's awesome.
Dude, that's so good.
That's a little feel good story. At the end of the day, we found someone that can actually swim. I can't swim.
Yep.
Have your laugh, everyone. But yeah, that's it.
I like that, dude. Thank you so much for coming along, man.
It was a pleasure,
I really
man.
Appreciate it.
Can't believe we actually finally got
We
the
finally
time.
got here. We finally got here.
You're
Tell everyone where to find you. First up, before you go, tell everyone where to find you online.
Okay, so I think Instagram is LST_support services. Facebook is.
Would it make it easier if I just put them all in?
Yeah. So
I'm just down there somewhere, or up there, or to the side,
there,
wherever it is.
There.
Yep. I'm gonna put a link right on my head.
Yeah. But honestly, I gotta say this. This is a privilege. So thank you so much for giving me the platform to speak my story. I hope you guys understood. But yeah, thank you so much on behalf of LST. We really thank you, and I can't wait to hear what Taylor's podcast is going to be like.
I'm actually excited to hear what
I gave her so many raps today, and they were genuine raps, but I just hope that she gives me some sort of a rap.
I'm really waiting for her to turn around and just be like, man, I love Sui so much. He's shit. He just ripping it on you. Like, it's just been an hour and a half of you talking her up, and she just hates what you do. She wouldn't, nah. But like, it's just cool because you guys have this dynamic that has helped the entire brand just grow so well. It's so cool. So I'm excited to hear that dynamic. So, dude, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I wouldn't ask to give him a clap because you can't really, but yeah. Thanks so much, guys.
Me and Teddy will be around, guys.
Yeah, mate. So thanks so much to Sui, to Taylor, obviously, as well.
For allowing me to come in.
Looking after the kids. Yeah, sweet. So thanks so much, guys. Have a good one. An hour.